Owen Hargreaves is ready for his Manchester City debut exactly 3 years after he last played a full 90 minutes. And Stuart Barnes says that Thomas Waldrom could be the answer to England's World Cup woes. But we start then with the disturbing news from last night's Carling Cup game at Ellen Road. 2 police officers were injured and 21 arrests were made in what was a troubled evening, with both sets of supporters accused of offensive chanting. But first then, Manchester United have made their second signing of the summer today. Ashley Young has joined from Aston Villa on a 5-year deal. The fee hasn't been disclosed, but it's believed to be around £15 million. The winger, who has 15 caps for England, passed his medical with the Premier League champions yesterday. Rio Ferdinand and Michael Owen have both welcomed the signing on Twitter. The transfer is also good news for Watford, who sold Young to Aston Villa for £9.6 million 4 years ago. They'll get 15% of any figure above that fee. So if Young goes for £15 million, Watford would get just over £800,000. QPR Chief Executive Philip Beard says there will be no better team for David Beckham to play for in the run-up to next year's Olympics than the West London club. Rangers majority shareholder Tony Fernandes has confirmed his interest in signing the former England captain. While the big developing transfer story concerns the future of Carlos Tevez, Sky sources say that AC Milan and Manchester City have failed to reach an agreement after lengthy talks in London today. Well, this was AC Milan's Vice President Adriano Galliani leaving those talks in central London, hugging Tevez's representative Kia Joorabchian. But we start then with the latest transfer news. And could an exodus from Arsenal be about to begin? Gael Clichy is on the verge of completing his move to Manchester City after having a medical this morning. Roberto Mancini insists that his Manchester City players must concentrate on beating QPR and not the occasion, as they stand on the brink of a first title win in 44 years. City only need to better Manchester United's result against Sunderland to secure a first Premier League crown. But Mancini expects his players to have nerves in what he believes is a much tougher final day fixture than United's. And you can see Manchester City against QPR live from 2 o'clock. That's Sunday afternoon on Sky Sports 1 HD, while Sunderland versus Manchester United is available live from 3 o'clock over on Sky Sports 2 HD. Well, now to a great win for Manchester United, who rounded off their US tour by beating Barcelona. Michael Owen scored the winner just 2 months after losing to them in the Champions League final. But first, Michael Owen has just told Sky Sports News that he won't be retiring from football despite being released by Manchester United. The striker's contract has come to an end at Old Trafford after 3 years, but he's determined to find another club. Well, now to the night that saw both Manchester clubs head out of the Champions League and into the Europa League. Just 7 months after losing last season's final, United were knocked out of Europe's top competition with a 2-1 defeat at Basel. And Sir Alex Ferguson believes that playing on Thursday nights and Sundays could affect their domestic challenge. Cricket now, and Andrew Strauss has backed Kevin Pietersen ahead of the second test against Sri Lanka. Pietersen has come under criticism this week after being dismissed by a left-arm spinner for the 19th time in the last 3 years in tests. Well, England have been drawn against Poland and Ukraine in the qualifying group for the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. Overall, it's a favourable looking draw for England, who also play Montenegro, Moldova and San Marino in Group H. And you can see the second test live from 10:30 tomorrow morning on Sky Sports HD1. Martin Johnson says his England side will be going home from the World Cup early if they don't learn lessons from another ill-disciplined performance against Georgia this morning. England secured a bonus point win after beating Georgia by 41 points to 10 in their second Pool B game. Shantae Harpe and Chris Ashton both ran in 2 tries as England crossed 6 times in Dunedin. Dylan Armitage and Manu Tulangi adding the other 2. First this afternoon then, the jurors at the Pakistan cricket corruption trial have retired to consider their verdicts. Former Pakistan captain Salman Butt denies charges of conspiracy to cheat and conspiracy to obtain and accept corrupt payments. Fulham will play in the Europa League next season after qualifying through the Premier League's Fair Play League. That means there's not much of a break for the players. Their first game in the tournament will be on the 30th of June, with the second leg on July the 7th. Now, how about this? David Weir has signed a new 1-year contract at Rangers at the age of 41. The defender signed a 1-year deal with the Scottish champions ahead of their friendly against Linfield at Windsor Park, where he captained the side to a 4-1 win. There's more Carling Cup action tonight, and the big tie of the night. Liverpool visit Championship high flyers Brighton at the Amex Stadium. Gerard could make his comeback after 6 months out with a groin injury. But first then, Sky Sports News understands that John Terry has been included in the preliminary England squad for the friendlies against Spain and Sweden. The England and Chelsea captain is being investigated by both police and the FA following allegations that he racially abused QPR defender Anton Ferdinand. But first then, and Aston Villa have confirmed that Gerard Houllier will spend the next few days in hospital. Well, this is exactly what Faulkner said. I spoke with Gerard this morning, as did Gary before he took training, and he sounded very positive. I've also received a lot of good wishes from fans, and I would like to thank them for their kind thoughts in wishing Gerard a speedy recovery. But first this afternoon to the latest transfer news. Our chief news reporter Brian Swanson has the latest. Well, now to the latest on the row over the Great Britain football team at the Olympics. The Sports Minister has urged everyone to put the politics to one side and get behind it. And you can also keep right up to date with all of the latest transfer stories on the Sky Sports website, as well as a new Sky Sports News iPad app, which is available to download now. And finally, to boxing, and Britain's last official boxing world champion, Nathan Cleverly, has welcomed the possibility of a fight with Carl Froch. It would mean Froch stepping up to light heavyweight following his defeat to Andre Ward on Saturday night. And Cleverly thinks it could be a thrilling matchup.
Watch all 6 Sky Sports channels on your mobile and online.